to keep us indoctrinated into the system. That's the only purpose of them. Not to serve and protect, but just as a propaganda tool to say, well, wait a minute, these cats are serious. But they're not serious. Because the drug dealers and crackheads know that they're not serious. Literally. I'm in one neighborhood, they tell the crackheads to leave. Just from standing around, they leave, come right on back. You understand the point I'm making? They come right on back about 10 minutes later and keep standing in that same spot. And they don't have the time and energy to regulate space like that. There's too much space in the universe. So my point is the European never had power, but he had the ability to project an image to make us believe in his reality. That's the Matrix. He projects the image to make us believe in his reality. We are the real substance. We are the real thing. We have always been the real thing. So his system has already failed long before what we see right now. And he knows it. Now he knows that it has failed. He knows that we're now starting to wake up as a people, that our consciousness is waking up. And on an international level, he looks really terrible about now. You know, people are aware of the real reality of this white boy. So America is falling. So now they want to prop a black image up there. Listen now. They want to put a black face to change the energy of his society. He's so ugly, he can't stand there no more. Nobody even want to look at him no more after seeing Bush. So now, in order to win the faith, they knew that the economy was falling. They knew that. You see, he said there's so many trillions of dollars in debt. What happened when you were just 100 billion in debt? Why you didn't say something then? So obviously they knew before they propped Barack Obama up there. They knew that they were falling. So they bring him out with this yes we can now. And have the audacity to hope. Because they knew they're going to need some hope. And they knew they're going to have to create a positive attitude for the people about them and about this system to keep it going. They knew that that was going to happen. So they put Barack Obama up there to put a black face on it. So that now we will get distracted. We don't want to just let her fall anymore. We want to believe in her. Do you understand the point I'm making? But if we let her fall, we're going to still rise. Because our rise comes from her fall. When she fall, we rise. If they shut down the banks and you can't go into the ATM machine no more and get your money, and they cut off all the employment like they did in certain states, there's no unemployment funds in New York, no unemployment funds in California. So certain states have run out of unemployment. If they run out of money in everything, do you think that means a demise for us? No, it don't. It means a fall for him. We will come together and barter, and trade, and interact among one another. Develop the land. And we will develop resources among ourselves. And if we see that for a minute, if we experience that just for a minute, we'll realize that we don't need him at all, and his system will fall completely.
That's why Black Wall Street is so big.
Come on. So now, in his fall, we are supposed to rise up with a black regime. We're not supposed to be trying to save America by going out and voting. We're supposed to be creating a new black world order. We're supposed to be organizing as black gods and goddesses to institute a new system. We're supposed to be the Allahs that create the hereafter. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be establishing the hereafter the fall. That's our job. But instead of us focusing on that, and now starting to take our divine position, we're trying to see if we're going to vote for Barack Obama to hope. Why would gods and goddesses have to hope for anything if we have the power to produce and to create and manifest? Why would we need to hope? So hope is a disempowering position. When you have the power to do, that's like sitting in a chair hoping you can get up. Literally. When you can just stand on up. In order for the European system to keep going, we're going to have to hope. Because the whole thing is a great white hope. A great white lie. So we're going to have to need the hope for that to stay alive. But if we let that fall, we can stand up. He might fall, but we can stand up and now institute the divine nation, institute the divine government, institute the divine reality that works for us. How many of us are ready to do that? We want to keep master up there. We saying with the economic situation, master his money is sick. We say, master, we's sick.
Right.
That's him that's sick. That's his economic problem. If he falls and his system falls, so many people want to take advantage of this opportunity. Just like during Katrina, Hugo Chavez wanted to send money over. What's the deficit of, what type of deficit was they having? Fidel Castro wanted to send people over to help black people. Gaddafi wanted to help. So just because he is falling doesn't mean we're out the game. We left out. Because many people are ready to come on in, and help institute and build a black nation and a black reality. They ready to put their money and resources and energy behind that.
Which is the damn devil.
Literally. So just because his thing falls, that says absolutely nothing about us. Because because we identify with the slave master. Because we identify with slavery. And our identity is one of a slave. We want to keep the plantation running. Ours don't want to see the plantation close. We got a black overseer now. Let's keep it going. Master has put a black overseer in position, so that means that we got a good master. No, it don't. It just means we have a black face on imperialism, on colonialism, on capitalism. We have a black face on the same type of demons, because the inherent nature of the system, its policies, its framework is built on white supremacist lies. And that institution must be destroyed, and it must come to an end. And all we got to do is allow it. And when we rise, it's going to come to an end. Because if it's built on exploiting the ignorance of black people, when we become knowledgeable, how is it going to keep going? Now, we're in a new era. As black people, we're more conscious. You see people walking around with these I love black people t-shirts. Now everybody's walking around with dreadlocks in their hair. Some people say because of T.I. or Young Jeezy or whoever they are wearing locks. I beg to differ. We're in a whole new era of time where the ignorant are getting some level of consciousness. You understand the point I'm making? These people now walking with locks in their hair. A few years ago, if you walk up and down the street with locks, they look down upon you in corporate America. Even your own people would look down upon you with locks. Now all of a sudden, if you got locks, you the Messiah now. Literally. They don't know nothing, ain't read one book, but they know you the Messiah because you got locks. Especially if your locks are a certain length. They just now woke up to what we was already aware of when we started growing our locks years ago. Oh, those locks are long. But a few years ago, they was calling us Shabba Ranks for wearing locks. And Shabba Ranks didn't even have no damn locks. How you associate Shabba Ranks with locks? Literally. They be walking around talking about Shabba. Now you got locks, they're just so captivated. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. How long have you been growing them? I could guess. 12 years? But just, I'm telling you, 5 or 6 years ago, locks was detestable. What's that in your head? So my point is the average people have begun to wake up. And they have woke up in the time of us having a black president because the black image is now going to try to be exploited to save America. But even the fact that the European is trying to exploit the black image, he still at the same time has to recognize the divinity of it. You see the point I'm making? He's evil. He wants to use Barack Obama for evil purposes, to make it look like it's a new and changed America, so that his enemies will take a new perspective on him. Well, we won't blow it up. They're changing. They're treating their slave different. It is a new America. America has changed. This is the image that they want to project, so that their enemies will forgive them. You understand the point I'm making? And feel that they have repented. But they're evil behind that. Because Barack Obama, Dick Cheney's cousin, his dick's still in chains. Dick Cheney still caught up and locked into the Illuminati family. He's still plugged in.